I never thought pretending to be gay would backfire this badly. But here I was, staring at my reflection in the mirror of a dingy motel room in Dallas, wondering how a simple lie to keep my family together had spiraled into an arranged marriage with a man I'd never met. My name is Ethan Harper, a 28-year-old software engineer from a conservative suburb in Ohio, and the only reason I claimed to be gay was to dodge the endless pressure from my parents to settle down with a nice girl and produce grandkids. Little did I know, my devoutly religious father, desperate to fix what he saw as a family crisis, would take it upon himself to partner with a Texas businessman who was openly gay and looking for a spouse to solidify his own family empire. It all started 2 years ago, during a tense Thanksgiving dinner. My parents, Jack and Linda Harper, had invited the whole extended family to our modest home in Cleveland. The table was laden with turkey, stuffing, and the usual side of passive-aggressive comments about my single status. "Ethan, you're not getting any younger," my mom said, her eyes pleading as she passed the mashed potatoes. "What about that girl from church, Sarah? She's perfect for you." I forced a smile, but inside, I was crumbling. The truth was, I wasn't interested in Sarah or any woman they tried to set me up with. I was straight, or at least I thought I was, but my career consumed me, and the idea of marriage felt like a cage. To escape the scrutiny, I blurted it out, "Mom, Dad, I'm gay. That's why I haven't dated women." The room fell silent. Forks clattered. My father's face turned ashen, and my mother burst into tears. In the days that followed, chaos ensued. My father, a factory manager who'd built his life on traditional values, consulted pastors and therapists, convinced it was a phase. My mother prayed nonstop, lighting candles at church. But oddly, my announcement brought a fragile peace. The pressure to date women vanished, replaced by awkward acceptance. "We love you no matter what," Dad said one evening, though his voice cracked. I felt guilty, but relieved. The lie worked. Family gatherings shifted from matchmaking to cautious support. Cousins asked about pride events I'd never attended, and aunts sent articles on LGBTQ+ rights. I played along, researching just enough to sound convincing. It was exhausting, but the harmony was worth it. No more fights about my wasted potential as a family man. Then, 6 months later, the first crack appeared. Dad started mentioning a business associate from Texas, Robert Klein, a wealthy oil tycoon in his mid-40s. "He's a good man, Ethan. Successful, grounded. And he's like you." I brushed it off, assuming it was Dad's way of showing allyship. But the hints escalated. Dad invited Robert to a family video call, where the burly Texan with a thick drawl and a face marked by years of sun and stress appeared on screen. He wasn't what I'd call attractive, rugged, sure, but with a crooked nose from an old rodeo injury and a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow that made him look gruff. "Pleasure to meet ya, Ethan," he boomed, his eyes twinkling with something I couldn't place. Dad beamed, but I felt uneasy. As weeks turned to months, Dad's intentions clarified. He and Robert had struck a deal, a merger between Dad's small manufacturing firm and Robert's expansive energy company. But there was a personal angle. Robert, openly gay and facing pressure from his own conservative board to settle down for a stable image, needed a partner. Dad, seeing an opportunity to guide me while securing the family's financial future, proposed an arranged marriage. "It's perfect, son," he said during a private talk. "You'll have security, and it'll show the world we're progressive." I laughed it off at first, thinking it was a joke. But Dad was serious. "Refuse and the deal falls through. Our family business goes under. Think about your mother, your siblings." The guilt hit hard. My fake coming out had painted me into this corner. I argued, pleaded, even considered confessing the truth. But revealing the lie now would shatter everything. Dad would feel betrayed. Mom devastated. The family peace I'd fabricated would crumble. So, I agreed to meet Robert in Texas, telling myself it was just a visit. Flying into Dallas, my stomach churned. What if Robert expected more than a business arrangement? I wasn't gay, how could I fake a lifetime? The airport was bustling, and as I scanned the arrivals, there he was. Robert Klein, holding a sign with my name, his broad shoulders straining against a plaid shirt. "Welcome to Texas, partner," he said, shaking my hand with a grip like iron. His smile was warm, but his eyes held a depth that unnerved me. We drove to his ranch outside the city, the landscape shifting from urban sprawl to endless fields. "Your dad speaks highly of you," Robert said, glancing my way. "Says you're smart, kind. That's what I need in a husband." Over dinner that night, steak and beans under the stars, Robert laid it out. "This ain't about love at first, Ethan. It's practicality. My company's old school. They want a family man. Marry me and we both win. Separate lives if you want, but on paper we're solid." His voice was steady, but I detected a loneliness beneath the bravado. He spoke of growing up gay in rural Texas, the beatings, the isolation. "Faked straight for years," he admitted. "Now I don't hide." Irony stung me. I was faking gay while he had faked straight. As the night wore on, I felt a strange pull. Robert wasn't ugly. He was real, scarred by life but resilient. But this was madness. I excused myself to the guest room, heart racing. How had my lie led here? The next day, we toured his operations. Oil rigs dotted the horizon, workers nodding respectfully. Robert commanded respect, his decisions sharp and fair. "See, this could be yours too," he said. But I saw the conflicts. Environmental protests against his fracking sites, whispers of corporate greed. Socially, Texas was a minefield for gay couples. Despite progress, hate lingered in small towns. Back at the ranch, Dad called. "How's it going?" "Robert's a catch." I hesitated. "Dad, this is insane." But he pressed. "For the family, Ethan. Peace at last." Trapped, I nodded to myself. Maybe I could endure it. Little did I know, the real drama was just beginning. The engagement announcement came swiftly, orchestrated by Dad and Robert like a corporate merger. Back in Ohio, my family threw a subdued party, toasts laced with forced enthusiasm. "To Ethan and Robert." Mom raised her glass, her smile brittle. Relatives whispered, some supportive, others judgmental. "Isn't he a bit old?" my sister whispered. "And from Texas? Oil money?" I shrugged, playing the part of the smitten fiancé. Robert flew in for the event, charming everyone with stories of Southern hospitality. But alone, we set ground rules. No intimacy, separate bedrooms, public appearances only. "Deal," he said, his hand on my shoulder feeling heavier than intended. As wedding plans ramped up, cracks in my facade deepened. Friends from work questioned my sudden coming out and engagement. "You never mentioned being gay," my colleague Mike said over lunch. I stammered excuses about privacy. Socially, the backlash hit. Online, anonymous comments on our engagement post called it a sham for tax breaks. In Texas, Robert faced boardroom skepticism. "Marrying a Yankee? Hope he's not after your fortune." He brushed it off, but I saw the toll. One evening, during a video call, he confessed, "This ain't easy for me either. Been burned before." His ex, a closeted politician, had left him for a respectable marriage. Vulnerability flickered in his eyes, making him seem less gruff, more human. We spent more time together, necessity breeding familiarity. A weekend in Austin for couple bonding turned eye-opening. Walking hand in hand for show, we navigated pride remnants, rainbow flags clashing with conservative billboards. A group of protesters shouted slurs, and Robert shielded me instinctively. "Ignore 'em," he muttered. But the incident sparked debate. "Society's changing, but slow," he said over coffee. "You ready for this life?" I wasn't, but pretending forced introspection. Was my aversion to marriage gender-specific, or fear of commitment? Robert's stories of resilience stirred something. Admiration, perhaps. Family tensions escalated. My father pushed for a quick ceremony to seal the business deal, ignoring my hesitations. "It's for peace, son. No more worries." But peace felt like prison. Mom, sensing my turmoil, pulled me aside. "Are you happy, Ethan? Really?" I lied again. "Yes. Meanwhile, Robert's world revealed layers. Visiting his ranch, I met his estranged brother, a Bible-thumping rancher who disowned him years ago. "You're dragging this boy into sin," he spat during an uninvited visit. Robert stood firm. "Love's love, brother." The confrontation highlighted societal rifts. Family divided by beliefs, mirroring my own internal conflict. As the wedding neared, a bombshell dropped. Digging into the merger details for due diligence, I discovered Dad had exaggerated the financial peril. The business was stable. This was more about his ambition to expand. Furious, I confronted him. "You manipulated me." He admitted partial truth. "I thought it'd help you find yourself." Betrayal burned. In Texas, Robert sensed my unrest. "Cold feet?" he asked during a horseback ride. The sun set over the plains, casting him in golden light. For the first time, I saw beauty in his rugged features, strength etched by trials. "It's all a lie," I whispered, tears welling. He stopped the horse. "What lie?" Heart pounding, I confessed. "I'm not gay. I faked it to avoid pressure." Silence stretched. Robert's face hardened. "You used me?" Hurt flashed, then understanding. "Hell, I faked straight once. But this changes things." The revelation ignited arguments. Robert demanded honesty. "If we're doing this, no more fakes." But Dad pressured onward, oblivious. Social conflicts amplified. A local news story on our unconventional union sparked debates online. Progressive cheers versus conservative outrage. "Forced diversity in business," one commenter ranted. Friends distanced themselves, unsure of my identity. Internally, I grappled. Was my attraction to Robert emerging or situational? A late-night talk under the stars shifted dynamics. "I like you, Ethan, fake or not," he said. "But I won't trap you." His honesty pierced my defenses. For the first time, I questioned my sexuality, not straight as assumed, perhaps fluid. The high-stakes drama built, forcing choices amid mounting pressure. With the wedding 2 months away, the conflicts reached fever pitch. Dad flew to Texas for merger talks, turning the ranch into a battleground. Over breakfast, he outlined benefits. "Ethan, you'll have shares, stability." But Robert, post-confession, grew distant. "This ain't right if it's built on lies," he told me privately. I agreed, but fear paralyzed me. Revealing the truth to Dad would destroy the family illusion I'd created. "Peace at what cost?" I muttered. Socially, the union drew scrutiny. A progressive podcast invited us for an interview, probing our story. We faked unity, but tension crackled. "How'd you meet?" the host asked. Robert glanced at me. "Through family. Fate, I reckon." Listeners debated online. Arranged gay marriages empowering or archaic? Family rifts deepened. My sister, supportive at first, called in tears. "Ethan, are you sure?" Mom's worried sick. Mom had joined a support group for parents of LGBTQ+ kids, but whispers of doubt surfaced. "What if he's confused?" she confided to a friend, overheard by me. In Texas, Robert's community offered mixed reactions. Gay friends celebrated, but conservative neighbors vandalized his fence with slurs. "See what you're stepping into?" he said, cleaning up. The incident fueled my resolve to back out, but Dad's health scare. A minor heart episode from stress. Guilt me. "The deal's keeping me going," he said from his hospital bed. Manipulation or truth? Logic tightened. Withdraw, and the merger collapses, jobs lost. Amid chaos, Robert and I found unexpected connection. Long drives through the countryside allowed raw talks. He shared dreams beyond oil, renewable energy shifts, philanthropy for LGBTQ+ youth. Ugly on the outside? Maybe, but inside counts. His self-deprecating humor softened me. One evening, watching a storm roll in, he asked, "What do you want, Ethan?" "Really?" I hesitated. Freedom from lies. But proximity stirred feelings. His laugh, his steadiness. Was it attraction? Experiments in thought challenged my identity. Society's labels felt confining. Perhaps I was bi or questioning. The drama intensified when Robert's ex resurfaced, a slick lawyer offering to save him from the arrangement. "He's not even gay," the ex sneered, having overheard rumors. Robert defended me. "Doesn't matter. It's our choice." The turning point came during a family retreat in the Rockies, meant to bond. Arguments erupted. Dad accused Robert of hesitation. "You backing out?" Robert countered. "Your son's conflicted." Mom broke down. "We just want peace." In the midst, I snapped. "This peace is fake." I lied about being gay to stop the nagging. Shock rippled. Dad's face reddened. "What?" Explanations tumbled, my fear of commitment, the pressure. Mom hugged me. "We pushed too hard." But Dad stormed off, merger in jeopardy. Robert pulled me aside. "Brave kid. But where does that leave us?" Hurt lingered, but respect grew. Social fallout loomed. If public, our story could spark debates on identity fluidity, forced unions. Rebuilding began tentatively. Dad, after cooling, apologized. I overreached. The merger preceded sans marriage clause. But Robert and I, we agreed to date genuinely, no fakes. First awkward dinners evolved to laughter. Texas society watched. Some applauded authenticity, others criticized flip-flopping. Internal choices defined us. I explored therapy, embracing uncertainty. Highs and lows built. Protests at Robert's sites tested values. Family therapy mended bonds. The narrative shifted from deception to discovery, conflicts resolving yet lingering. Post-revelation, the wedding was canceled, but ripples continued. Media caught wind. Fake gay scandal rocks business deal. Headlines debated ethics, arranged marriages in modern America, identity pretense. Online forums buzzed. Is faking sexuality ever justified? Supporters argued for personal peace. Critics called it deceitful. My workplace became awkward. Colleagues whispered. "So straight or what?" Mike asked. I shrugged. Figuring it out. Society's gaze amplified internal turmoil. Pride events invited me to speak on fluidity, but I declined. Not ready. Robert and I navigated newfound territory. Dates in Dallas, quiet dinners, walks in parks, revealed depths. He wasn't ugly. His features told stories of perseverance. "You see me now?" he teased. Attraction bloomed subtly. A hand brush, shared glances. But conflicts arose. His business clashed with my eco-conscious views. Arguments over fracking heated. "Change takes time," he said. "Or excuses," I retorted. Socially, Texas challenged us. A bar denied service subtly, citing policy. Robert fought back legally, winning allies. "For us, for others," he vowed. Family dynamics evolved. Dad, humbled, focused on business ethically. Mom organized inclusive events, bridging gaps. But extended relatives divided. Some cut ties, labeling us confused sinners. Holidays tensed, debates flaring on tradition versus progress. My choices weighed heavy. Pursue Robert or retreat to Ohio's safety. A trip to New York for a conference tested us. Amid skyscrapers, anonymity freed us. "I care for you, Ethan," he confessed in Central Park. Emotions surged, fear, excitement. Back home, reality hit. Robert's board pressured for stability. "Marry or step down," they hinted. The climax built during a stormy night at the ranch. Power out, candles flickering, we confronted truths. "I'm falling for you," I admitted, voice trembling. "But is it real or rebound from lies?" He cupped my face. "Real enough to try." Society's judgments loomed. Interviews requested. Stories twisted. A viral thread accused us of queerbaiting for attention. Defending online, we sparked broader discourse. Fluidity valid or confusing? Personal growth intertwined with public scrutiny. As bonds strengthened, a final twist. Dad's business thrived independently, proving manipulation unnecessary. "I was wrong," he admitted over dinner. Peace genuine now settled, but questions lingered. Had my lie ultimately led to truth? With time, Robert and I built a life, not rushed but deliberate. We moved to Austin, a progressive enclave amid Texas conservatism. His company pivoted greener, my input influencing. Socially, we advocated quietly, donating to LGBTQ+ causes, mentoring youth. Conflicts persisted. Family reunions navigated carefully. Debates on identity ongoing. "You're brave," a cousin said eventually. Acceptance grew, but scars remained. Reflecting, the journey from fake to real reshaped me. Emotions, guilt, love, doubt, drove choices. Society's clashes highlighted progress's fragility. Marriages equal, yet prejudices endure. Our story, once scandal, inspired some fluidity embraced. Was faking my sexuality ultimately justified if it led to genuine self-discovery and family healing?